So this video was actually in the works for quite some time. The original plan was for me to post this video during speed weeks, but because of the workload and because I wanted to prioritize other topics on my channel, I decided to hold off this video until now. And because of the events that transpire in the Daytona 500, I feel this is a great segue into the topic. So in case you missed it, Michael McDowell won the Daytona 500, making it 196 now the drivers who have won in the Cup Series. And of course the question is, who's up next? Who are the drivers that will be most likely to get their first career win in 2021? I have 6 drivers that have a solid case. I believe have a solid case of winning a race. Not by sheer luck or anything. I'm not counting luck situations like rain delay or stuff like that. But I'm talking more about strategy calls and just sheer speed at any of the tracks. So with that in mind, like I said, I have 6 drivers that I believe can win a race this season. Will all 6 of them win in my opinion? Of course not. But I originally wanted to make this list a top 10, but when I looked at the drivers who had not won a Cup Series race, I decided I was gonna cut it down to 6. So apologies to Anthony Alfredo, Corey LaJoie, Ryan Preece, Daniel Suarez. They will not be featured on this list in any ways. So without further ado, because I don't want to drag this video any longer, number 6 is Matt DiBenedetto. Now DiBenedetto actually had the best season of his career last season. He didn't win a race, even though he came close quite a few times. He also made the playoffs by the skin of his teeth and a little bit of luck, basically. But with that being said, even though I do not consider Matt DiBenedetto's 2020 season a disappointment, he kinda left a little more to be desired, because everyone's been talking about the Wood brothers and when would they get that elusive 100th win in NASCAR as a team. And many people thought with Matt DiBenedetto joining the team, just him scoring his first career win, which will also be Wood brothers 100th win, it would just be basically storybook stuff. It will be it will make for a great story, for a feel-good story, especially with how DiBenedetto has climbed up the ranks, going from a start and park driver to a back marker team to now a mid-pack driver that's finally showing out his talent on the best team he's ever had, in my opinion. So of course he's got one more season to do it, until Austin Cindric takes over that ride. But do I think he will do it? Not really. He deserves some mention though, because he came close at a few tracks like Talladega and Las Vegas, so you could watch out for him at those tracks. He's also been pretty good at short tracks like Bristol, where he almost won in 2019 back when he was driving the 95. So he's promising at quite a few tracks, but with how competitive the Cup Series is right now, especially in the mid-pack, I don't know if DiBenedetto is going to be able to compete for wins as much as he did in 2019 or 2020. Now number 5, I have Bubba Wallace. Like I've said before, I'm gonna give Bubba some credit though, because his Daytona 500, he was pretty fast in Daytona practice, so I'm kinda hopeful for how the rest of the season will go, because it looks like that alliance between 23XI and Joe Gibbs Racing is way stronger than the one that Joe Gibbs Racing had with Levine last season. Of course, that's in part because Denny Hamlin co-owns that team and Hamlin drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. So of course you're gonna want to give Bubba Wallace better equipment, because that's a team that Denny Hamlin co-owns. That being said, however, I believe that 2311 Racing is gonna be suffering through growing pains, the usual growing pains of being a new team and figuring stuff out. Of course, you being allied with Joe Racing is gonna help, but as of right now, I don't consider 2311 Racing competitive outside of super speedways. With the right strategy call, the only way I can see them winning a race on a non-super speedway track is with the right strategy call. And of course, that's very situational because you need a timely caution for that, and I'm not counting on that to happen every time. So number 4 got Ross Chastain. Chastain will be a bit higher on this list if it wasn't for the fact that he went winless in his 2020 Xfinity season. If Chastain actually won in the Xfinity series like 3 to 4 races and made it to the championship 4, I would be a bit more hopeful on him elevating this 42 team. But even if he does, I don't think it will be by much. I don't think it will be by much because we saw how the 42 team struggled mightily without Kyle Larson on the wheel. Matt Kenseth, of course, had a few runs on that 42, but due to bad luck. But mostly, even when he wasn't going through bad luck, Matt Kenseth was pretty much a mid-pack driver on that 42, and of course that's to no fault of him. I simply believe that Chip Ganassi Racing, as I said it before, they are a mid-pack team that they look better than they should be because of their driver talent. Shout out to Chip Ganassi. He has a great eye for driver talent, by the way. And I don't know how much Ross Chastain is going to elevate that team. The only way I can see him making the playoffs, of course, is by him winning a race. And again, with how competitive the playoff grid is this season, I don't see that happening. Number 3 is Chase Briscoe. Unlike Chastain, Briscoe had the Xfinity Series on fire. He lit it up, won 9 races, and many people are hopeful of, are hyped up for what will he be able to do now that he is in the Cup Series. Now, of course, I've been of the opinion that the jump from Xfinity to the Cup Series is very, very steep. It's not like the jump from ARCA to trucks or trucks to Xfinity, because in those series you mostly go up against young drivers in their early to mid 20s. Of course, you may have a few veterans right then and there, like Matt Crafton and Justin Allgaier. Of course, there's still their mix of veterans right there. But in the Xfinity and the Truck Series, you go up against young drivers who are looking to get their way into the Cup Series, just like you. But when you go to the Cup Series, it's just a way different animal. Most of the drivers, the more successful drivers in the Cup Series are the veterans like Kyle Busch, Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Logano, drivers that have been 10 plus years in the sport. And of course, that's pretty tough for Briscoe. With that being said, I believe in Briscoe winning more than Chastain, even though Briscoe is technically a rookie and has less Cup experience. I trust Briscoe more than Chastain in winning a race. Not only because he actually won in Xfinity, and he won a lot, but also because he has the equipment. Of course, Stewart-Haas is a more superior team than Chip Ganassi by far. But of course, again, Chase Briscoe is a Cup Series rookie. He never had any Cup Series starts. Like the Daytona 500 was his Cup Series debut, so he's gonna have, of course, a lot of growing pains as a rookie. But he's a very complete driver. I can see him winning at a road courses or on a mile and a half. even on the bigger tracks like Pocono and the plate tracks like Daytona or Talladega, I can see him pulling out a surprise win. And even in the short tracks, he's shown some surprise. So I can see Briscoe winning anywhere. Do I think he will? No, he's gonna need a bit of help. Some driver falling out, some timely caution, strategy call. But yeah, number 2 is Tyler Reddick. Unlike Chase Briscoe, I got Tyler Reddick over Briscoe because he already has 1 year of experience under his belt. Also the fact that I've been reiterating this in the past few videos. Chevrolet, RCR, Rick Hendrick Alliance, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Chevrolet is going to win the Manufacturers Championship. That's definitely not a bold prediction. Definitely not. But all that talk aside, I believe Tyler Reddick is one of those few drivers that I can see him winning a race, and not only win, but win now, like in the regular season. The other drivers that I have been talking about on the list are drivers that I don't know if they can win in the regular season. When it comes to Tyler Reddick, however, I believe he can win a regular season race. He looked very strong last season at the 1.5 miles, especially at Homestead, which is a track that we are going in next week. Yeah, because this week is the Daytona Road Course. So I'm gonna really be on the lookout for. So if I were you, I would be on the lookout for Tyler Reddick to win at Homestead. He looked really fast last season, and in the Xfinity Series, it is a race that he's won in 2018 and 2019 to clinch both of his Xfinity championships. Outside of Homestead, other 1.5 mile tracks I can see him winning. Honestly, there's not much. I can see him doing well at Kansas because he got a top 10 back in 2019 when he was running part-time. So I can see him performing well at Kansas. But yeah, Tyler Reddick has a year of experience over him, which is why I put him over Briscoe. And he also should have won Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. He should have won Rookie of the Year, even though my pick to win was Cole Custer. I don't agree with the way that Cole Custer won his Rookie of the Year. I think that Tyler Reddick should have won it. He got a better season than him, but of course, because the Rookie of the Year is now determined by whoever finishes higher in the points, and if you make the playoffs, that guarantees you a top 16 finish. Custer won a race that locked himself into the playoffs. Reddick didn't make the playoffs. Cole Custer Rookie of the Year. Like, Cole Custer was my pick to win Rookie of the Year, but I just don't agree with the way he won it. Tyler Reddick had a better season than him. Outside of Custer's Kentucky win, Tyler Reddick had a better season than him. He should have been Rookie of the Year. But I don't want to go on a tangent. That's a topic for another day. Number 1 is Christopher Bell. To me, this is a no-brainer for me. If I had to pick a driver to become the next one to score their first career win, as of right now, it would definitely be Christopher Bell, because he's driving for a great team, like Chase Briscoe. He's driving for a great team. He's driving the 20 car, and like Tyler Reddick, he already has that year of experience under his belt. Now, of course, I'm a bit worried because his season at Levine Family was a bit inconsistent. Though, to be fair, Levine Family, they didn't have the full support from Joe Gibbs Racing, or at least that's what Bob Levine wants you to believe. But regardless, I think Christopher Bell is going to be able to adapt to the 20 car much quicker than Briscoe because, like I said, he already has the added experience behind his belt. He already has the rookie year behind him. Briscoe is still in his rookie stripes, so gotta watch out there for him. But Christopher Bell, he already knows what to do. Of course, he's still gonna have a few growing pains because he's driving for a new team. But the fact that he's already been here, done that, and also he's been driving Joe Gibbs Racing equipment for basically his entire career. Now, of course, people are saying that Christopher Bell might be inconsistent, like Eric Jones was, and that Jogic Racing is very cutthroat with their young drivers, especially those who drive the 20 car, and that Christopher Bell is basically just warming up the seats so Harrison Burton can take over the 20 car in 3 years. Come on, I do not believe that. Never forget, Christopher Bell, before Chase Briscoe, we had Christopher Bell, who was tearing it up in the Xfinity Series. He won like 8 races in 2018. He won like 8 or 9 races in 2019. He was on fire. And if a few things went right for him in the championship race, he could have walked away with both championships. Both championships that Reddick won could have easily gone to Christopher Bell if a few things went his way. So, yeah, I got nothing else to say. Michael McDowell won the Daytona 500. If I had to pick a driver that is going to get their first career win in 2021, Christopher Bell is up next. Here's my pick.